brains, as clever as they are, they basically operate as prediction machines. So they like to process information from the outside world and then predict what's going on and then create an output, which is our behaviour. Now, to put this in numbers, something like 11 million bits of data enters our senses every single second. It's a vast amount of information, but we're only consciously aware of something in the region of 40 bits per second. So a huge amount of information we discard, we don't prioritise, and we're not consciously aware of. And our brains have to do this so that we can actually keep up with reality. Otherwise, we might effectively just blow a fuse. So in order for our brains to do this, we basically create shortcuts in our thinking. We use our past experiences to create a lens of expectation for how we want to interact and navigate through the world. This creates biases or assumptions within our brain. It creates shortcuts in our information processing so that we can function effectively. When you're dealing with a new situation, when there's a lot of uncertainty and ambiguity in your environment, your brain struggles to predict. It doesn't really know what's going on, and it has to analyse lots of new data at the same time. And if there's a lot of ambiguity or uncertainty in our environment, our brain has to work incredibly hard to do all the metabolic work in order to have the agility and the nimbleness to think our way through this new situation. The one thing that we do know for sure, though, is that none of us predict our futures. We have uncertainty all the time in our environment. We don't know what tomorrow will bring, let alone the next month or the next year. So how do we increase our tolerance for it? Well, making sure that our nervous system isn't feeling too stressed or fearful. So, for example, simple things like box breathing. Breathing in for 4 seconds, and then exhaling for 4 seconds, and tracing the shape of a box with each breath, and doing a few iterations of that can help calm the nervous system. We know that a small amount of stress is actually quite good for our brains. It increases the flexibility or the plasticity in the brain. But chronic amounts of stress, feeling fear, feeling very much frightened of our environment, can actually cause neurotoxicity. It strips connections in the brain, and it can also, in severe cases, cause nerve cells to die. It can also decrease the rate of neurogenesis, so that not as many new nerve cells are being born in the brain to help us to learn and remember in new ways. So it's really important for us to approach uncertainty and ambiguity with feelings of possibility rather than fear or doom, and see opportunity within these situations rather than simply being frightened.